can talk to save my life, but I try to keep it as short as possible so that we can enjoy the dancing more than anything, okay? And it's really, really lovely to see some of the familiar faces that were here already last year when I had my first Dance for Clean Oceans event. So thank you very much for coming back, and thank you so much for supporting this cause, because it is really, really important. I mean, for me personally, but obviously you all care as well, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Okay, now the other thing is, right, okay. Actually, on Facebook yesterday, somebody left a comment on one of the pictures. So it was the mermaids, all nice and glittery, all nice and lovely, dressed up, wanting to dance for clean oceans. How ironic, isn't it? Yes. And you know what? The person who left the comment, rightly so, because when I thought about raising money for that cause, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How can I make a difference? Right, let's do a nice belly dance hafla. The belly dance community is amazing. Lots of the dancers are constantly dancing for charity events, different causes all the time. So I thought, brilliant, let's do that. At the same time, something came to mind, and I was like, we do use a lot of glitter, tons of glitter. Glitter is plastic, microplastic. Really bad for the environment. Looks ever so pretty, but it's also bad. The other thing is, we like our sequins, we like all of that stuff, we like all the makeup and everything. And I was like, how dare I do like anything like this, an event where you dance for, like, you know, a safe and protected environment when you do harm to it yourself. And then I thought, yeah, but if I stop here, who is going to make a change? Who is going to make a difference? Because I myself, I was very unaware of a lot of things that are harmful to the environment. But when I started looking into it, I found out more and more of other people, organizations who are actually doing something to help to resolve the issue that we're facing at the moment. Because let's face it, we have created a single-use plastic society, and we are all part of it. I'm no saint either, but I can tell you that since my last event, I have changed a hell of a lot of things in my life. And they're only small things. And I don't ask you to change your whole life. I don't say, don't ever use any plastic forevermore. No. But if every one of us makes a tiny little change, it's a huge change for the environment. And if you just think about, obviously I talked last year a little bit as well, but I'm just going to give you another example. Because a lot of people say, but I'm just one person, how can I make a difference? Well, you can. Because let's just take this example. You start thinking about it, and you think, I don't need a straw. So I go to a bar or a restaurant, and I'm just going to let them know, I don't want a straw in my drink. And that's great, so the intention is already there. Now chances are when you go into a restaurant or a bar, you're talking to your friend, the waiter comes, asks you for a drink, you completely forget about asking not to get a straw. The drink arrives, you've got a straw, you remember, you kind of go, oh man. Okay, so that happens. The other thing is, you do ask not to get a straw. And if you're lucky, the waiter pays attention and they don't bring you a straw. But it may also be that they didn't really listen, that they didn't really care. You get the straw anyway. Or they did listen, they wrote it down, it goes to the bar staff, they don't really pay attention to it, they put a straw in there, you get it anyway. Now throwing it away is one thing, but at the end of the day, you may as well use it because you already have got it. The other thing is, if you say that to a waiter, I don't like a straw. Maybe the first time he doesn't pay attention. Maybe he pays attention and he says, okay, that person is weird, doesn't want a straw. No worries, I don't give her a straw. But imagine 10 people every night. Every night, 10 people come and ask the waiter, can I please not have a straw? If that person doesn't start thinking as to why that is, you know, but chances are that you will think. The other thing is as well, sometimes you don't have to tell someone you don't want a straw. You get a drink at a bar, and you've got the straws readily available, and you just take them. Now, somebody needs to restock them. So whoever works there restocks them every time, so they know it's part of their job. At some stage, they go, oh look, nobody has taken any straws, that's weird. But it goes further, because then, when they have stock take, they go, oh, we don't need to order any more straws. How bizarre. So you think it doesn't make a difference, but it does make a difference. So even like just having the attention, starting to think about it, is a really good thing, right? You like my outfit? It's plastic. So here's the other thing, it's like, okay, so you do this event and you're trying to be environmentally friendly, but look at what you've got so much plastic. Well, truth is, when I first started looking at this, I came home and I was so overwhelmed, I nearly started crying, how many things in my house are plastic. But you're not aware. You buy things because it's readily available, it's cheap, maybe, I mean, not that I'm a cheap thing, but you know, you get something because maybe you just need it one time or something and you think, all right, for that price, I'm just gonna get it. And so you don't really think about it. And then later on, maybe you think a little bit more about the quality and how things are being made and created. But it is a process. It doesn't happen from today to tomorrow. It starts in your head. It starts being aware. And that's why this event is great, and we are raising money, but I want to make ever so clear that this event is not to raise money. The money goes to an organization, which at the moment looks like it's going to be Incredible Oceans again, which used to be called Whalefest, which was last year, but it's still the same. They just joined together. There is a poll on the event page, so you can still change that if you want another of the organizations to get the money, otherwise it's very likely to go there. Now, with the ticket sales for today, thank you very much for turning up, and the event cost being paid, we have, and some additional donations from some individuals, we have raised 366.89 or 98, somewhere written down there. I know, it's great, isn't it? And we've got the lovely Natalia here who is selling raffle tickets today, £1 per raffle ticket. And last year it took us a while for the numbers to be called out, for whoever had the number to realize they had the numbers. So today, Marina actually, I don't know if she's here, no, she had the idea of actually adding the names to the tickets, so it's going to be easier. So I hope that if you have like a really common name, that you have your initial or your last name on there as well, or like a heart or anything like this. If it comes to the point that we have two Katies and they both claim it's their ticket, we're going to have a handwriting competition. Alright? Okay, so I think enough said. It's just to get you an idea as to why we're running this event in the first place. I'm absolutely chuffed that this is sold out, and I can't wait to get started. Now, you can see that some of the running orders are plastered to the wall. Why didn't you all get one? Well, because we try to avoid rubbish, extra litter. So you can see when you're on, but you don't all need to have a copy, in my opinion. They're also double-sided prints, which doesn't help when you put them on the wall, I figured today, but you know, you learn as you go. And so, who brought their own mugs? Yay! Yay! That's great, that's great. Again, as I said, it's not just about raising money, it's about making, you know, taking action. Taking the first step toward a difference, and that's like you bring your own mug with you. You've got like, look at Scott, our photographer, he's got a reusable mug. Yay, a travel mug. Excellent. I've got mine as well, but I haven't got any coffee in there yet. This is the other thing. Right, in the case of emergency, I just have to let you know.